Santiago is a brave rider, fearless truth speaker, setting hearts on fire. She's not competing, she's not dividing, she's joining the resistance, always uniting.
Trump's epic brain fade. Chatting with Puerto Rico's president, spoiler, it's him. In the annals of political blunders that make you question if the Oval Office comes with a mandatory IQ test, Donald Trump has once again outdone himself by casually denying that Puerto Ricans are Americans, for the second time, and claiming he held a heart-to-heart with the president of Puerto Rico. As if the island's 3.2 million U.S. citizens needed another reminder of how out of touch this guy is. Picture the scene. Trump mid-rant, tossing out this gem like it's no big deal, oblivious to the fact that Puerto Rico doesn't have its own president because, newsflash, it's a U.S. territory. The governor handles local affairs, but the big boss. That's the President of the United States, aka him during his term. This isn't a one-off oopsie. It's a repeat performance of ignorance that reeks of something deeper than forgetfulness. And if you're a MAGA loyalist scrolling through, don't waste your energy typing a rebuttal. I've laid out my take, grounded in the facts we all share every day, and I'm not circling back for your hot take. Let's rewind the tape a bit for context, because education isn't just about dunking on gaffes, it's about understanding why they sting so much. Back in 2017, during Hurricane Maria's brutal assault on Puerto Rico, which left nearly 3,000 dead according to a George Washington University study, Trump jetted in with rolls of paper towels, tossing them to survivors like it was a carnival game. He called the island's residents lazy and complained about the aid costs, all while the federal response lagged, stranding folks without power for months. Fast forward to now, and here he is, echoing that same dismissive vibe by pretending Puerto Rico's some standalone nation he can talk to. Fact check. The Jones-Shafroth Act of 1917 granted U.S. citizenship to all Puerto Ricans, making us full-fledged Americans without the voting reps in Congress we deserve. It's a quirky setup. Unincorporated territory status means we pay into Social Security but can't vote for president unless we're stateside. Trump's slip. It's not harmless. It erodes that hard-won identity. Oh, how adorable. Like a toddler insisting the moon's made of cheese while the rest of us gaze at the stars. Except this cheese is laced with disregard. Diving deeper into the mechanics of this latest flub, Trump's claim isn't isolated. It's part of a pattern where he treats Puerto Rico like an afterthought or, worse, a punchline. Remember 2019, when he floated selling the island to buy Greenland, tweeting that Puerto Rico was dirty and poor? Or his 2020 election night gripes about mail-in ballots from the island swaying the vote. These aren't slips. They're signals of a worldview that sees non-mainland Americans as second class. Legally, under the Four-Acre Act of 1900 and later the Organic Act of 1917, Puerto Rico's tied to the U.S. Like Hawaii or Alaska, but without statehood's full perks. The Supreme Court's insular cases from over a century ago even coined unincorporated territory to justify unequal treatment, a colonial hangover we're still shaking off. Trump's president talk. It feeds into that, implying we're foreigners on our own soil. Educating on this helps unpack the rage. It's not just personal, it's systemic. Because nothing says stable genius like confusing your own job description with a bad game of telephone. Now, let's educate on the human cost, because behind the headlines are families like mine who have fought for recognition since the Spanish-American War in 1898, when the U.S. liberated the island only to keep it in limbo. Puerto Ricans serve in the military at higher rates than any state, over 200,000 in WW2 alone, yet come home to second-class status. Trump's denial hits like a gut punch, especially post-Maria, where FEMA bungled response, as detailed in a 2018 congressional report, amplified the disaster. His recent rally antics, where a comedian called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage and Trump chuckled along before claiming he's done more than any president, only pour salt in the wound. Facts from the Government Accountability Office show federal aid to Puerto Rico post-Maria totaled $42 billion, but much of it was tied up in bureaucracy Trump himself decried while delaying it. This gaffe, it's racism wrapped in amnesia, mocking our sacrifices. How touching. The man who dodged the draft lecturing on leadership from a golf cart, as if his paper towel toss was the Nobel-worthy fix. Shifting to the broader implications, this isn't just Trump being Trump. It's MAGA playbook on full display, where facts bend to fit the narrative. Polls from Pew Research in 2024 show 60% of Latinos view Trump unfavorably, up from 2016, thanks to these dog whistles that alienate key voters. Puerto Rico's diaspora, 5 million strong on the mainland, could swing states like Pennsylvania and Florida, where Boricuas make up 15% of the population. Yet Trump's team pushes Project 2025, a blueprint for slashing federal programs that hit territories hardest, like Medicaid expansions that saved lives post-Maria. The First Amendment shields his right to spout this, ratified in 1791 to protect even the wildest speech, but it also empowers us to call BS loud and clear. No wonder his base laps it up. It's easier than admitting their hero can't tell a territory from a taco stand. Educational gold. Check primary sources like the National Archives for PR's history. Turns out, we've been American longer than some red states. Let's not gloss over the apology angle, because the user's raw call for one, or a lifetime ban from the island, resonates with a community fed up. Trump's cult, as he calls it, owes Puerto Rico more than words. They owe action, like pushing for statehood or at least equal disaster relief. The PROMESA Act of 2016, signed under Obama but weaponized under Trump, imposed an oversight board that's gutted local autonomy, leading to austerity measures amid blackouts. A 2023 report from the Fiscal Oversight Board admitted delays in recovery, blaming federal red tape, echoing Trump's own complaints. His denial perpetuates this neglect, treating us as other to justify skimping on aid. Imagine if he'd owned up post-Maria, coordinating with Governor Rossello instead of feuding. Instead, we got tweets. This pattern screams for accountability. Apologize or stay away because our beaches aren't for your ego trips. And isn't it just precious? The billionaire who bankrupted casinos demanding forgiveness while stiffing contractors. Karma's got a long memory. Historically, Puerto Rico's story is a masterclass in resilience amid erasure. From Taino roots wiped by Columbus in 1493 to Spanish rule until 1898, then U.S. oversight that promised democracy but delivered dependency. The 1952 Constitution made it a commonwealth, but referendums for statehood, like 2020 52% yes, go ignored by Congress. Trump's gaffe, it's a modern echo of that colonialism, denying our Americanness to keep power imbalances intact. Facts from the Census Bureau. 98% of Puerto Ricans identify as U.S. citizens, paying $18 billion in federal taxes yearly without full benefits. His president chat. It's like claiming he negotiated with California's governor as a foreign leader. Absurd and insulting. Educating on this fosters empathy. We're not asking for pity, we're demanding parity. Poor Don, forever the outsider in his own empire, mistaking mirrors for maps. The psychological ripple of these slights can't be ignored, either. It's not just policy, it's personal erosion. Studies from the American Psychological Association in 2024 link political rhetoric to heightened stress in minority communities, with 45% of Latinos reporting anxiety over election year hate. Trump's words, amplified by Fox News echoes, normalize viewing Puerto Ricans as them, not us. During Maria, his administration's slow rollout of the Stafford Act aid, which mandates federal disaster help, left 300,000 without safe water for months, per CDC data. Now, with hurricanes like Fiona in 2022 still fresh, his denial reopens scars. We deserve leaders who say, "You're us," not, "Who's your prez?" This cultish loyalty blinds followers to the harm, turning facts into fake news. Cue the eye roll. If ignorance is bliss, Trump's grinning ear to ear while the rest of us clean up his mess. Wrapping this educational thread, Trump's repeat denial isn't comedy, it's a clarion call for vigilance. The First Amendment lets him ramble, but it lets us roar back from blogs to ballots. Puerto Rico's contributed jazz legends like Tito Puente and Nobel laureate Luis Palais mottos, proving our cultural firepower. Yet Trump reduces us to punchlines. Demand that apology, or enforce the island ban, our sovereignty's non-negotiable. Facts fortify. With 2024 turnout hitting 70% among PR voters in key states, per Edison research, our voices are rising. Stand with Boricuas, not against us. And to MAGA, no debates, folks. My words stand human and true, like a family story over coffee. If only Trump's ego deflated like a whoopee cushion, now that'd be a real relief. Santiago del Carmen Maria, Crowning Thoughts, copyright 2025 independent writer, Crowning Thoughts truth speaker, AI video content creator, writer, blogger, Santiago DC. Maria, all rights reserved.
Santiago is a brave rider, fearless, truth speaker, setting hearts on fire.